Why USA needs India in the new Cold War? The world is witnessing a new Cold War, but unlike the bipolar world of the 20th century, today's geopolitical chessboard is far more complex. And in this high-stakes game, the United States has identified a critical ally cannot afford to lose: India. Today on the Untold Facts, we read diving deep into why America desperately needs India as its strategic partner in this emerging global confrontation. Let's start with the elephant in the room: China. Beijing's economic miracle has transformed into military might, technological prowess, and global ambitions that directly challenge American hegemony. The South China Sea tensions, Taiwan Strait crisis, border conflicts with multiple neighbors, and the Belt and Road Initiative spreading across continents, China is hiding its intentions to reshape the world order. And here's where India becomes indispensable. Geography alone makes India crucial. Look at the map. India sits at the heart of the Indo-Pacific, controlling vital sea lanes through which 40% of global trade passes. The Strait of Malacca, the lifeline of Chinese energy imports, lies within India's sphere of influence. Indian naval bases in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands are like watchtowers overlooking China's maritime highways. Without India, America's Indo-Pacific strategy collapses like a house of cards, but geography is just the beginning. India represents something far more valuable: a democratic counterweight to authoritarian China. With 1.4 billion people, India proves that democracy can work in Asia at scale. This isn't just about ideology. It's about offering the world an alternative model of development. While China exports surveillance technology and debt traps, India offers digital public infrastructure and pharmaceutical lifelines. During COVID, when China hoarded vaccines, India supplied them to over 90 countries. Now let's talk military muscle. India maintains the world's largest volunteer army, a formidable air force, and a rapidly modernizing navy. But here's what most people do and know: India is one of only 6 countries operating nuclear submarines. Its missile systems can reach every corner of China. The recent Galwan Valley clash proved India won't back down from Chinese aggression. For America, having a military partner that shares a 3,400-kilometer disputed border with China is strategic gold. The technology angle is equally fascinating. Silicon Valley runs on Indian talent. 40% of Fortune 500 companies have Indian origin executives. Microsoft, Google, Adobe, IBM, all led by Indians. This brain bridge between Washington and New Delhi creates natural synergies in emerging technologies. India's space program costs a fraction of NASA's budget yet successfully landed on the moon's South Pole. Its digital payment system processes more transactions than America, China, and Europe combined. In the race for technological supremacy against China, India brings innovation, talent, and scale. Here's where it gets really interesting. The Quad Alliance, America, India, Japan, and Australia, is essentially NATO for the Indo-Pacific. But without India, it's just 3 traditional American allies. India brings legitimacy, preventing this from looking like another Western club. India's non-aligned history and global South leadership give America access to nations suspicious of Western intentions. When India speaks at the G20 or BRICS, countries listen differently than when America speaks. The economic dimension cannot be ignored. India is projected to become the world's 3rd largest economy. By 2030, its middle class will soon exceed America's entire population. For American companies seeking alternatives to China, India offers a massive market and manufacturing base. Apple now assembles iPhones in India. Tesla is scouting locations. Boeing and Lockheed Martin are transferring defense technology. This isn't charity. It's strategic economic interdependence that binds nations together. But let's address the complications. India isn't a treaty ally like Japan or Britain. It maintains strategic autonomy, buying Russian oil despite American pressure, refusing to condemn Moscow explicitly over Ukraine. India simultaneously participates in American-led Quad and Chinese-influenced BRICS. This frustrates Washington, but here's the untold truth. India's strategic autonomy actually enhances its value. It can engage with Iran, Russia, and Central Asia where America cannot, serving as a bridge rather than a barrier. The intelligence and counter-terrorism cooperation remains largely classified, but hints emerge. India's intelligence networks across South Asia and the Middle East provide America insights into regions where CIA presence is limited. India's experience fighting terrorism for decades offers lessons America learned the hard way in Afghanistan and Iraq. The sharing of satellite imagery, cyber intelligence, and maritime domain awareness creates an intelligence fusion center monitoring half the globe. Cultural soft power matters too. Bollywood reaches audiences from Indonesia to Nigeria. Yoga and Ayurveda spread Indian influence peacefully. The Indian diaspora, 20 million strong, includes key positions in American politics, business, and academia. Vice President Kamala Harris has Indian heritage. For Indian Americans serve in Congress, this creates natural constituencies supporting stronger ties. The space and maritime domains reveal unprecedented cooperation. American and Indian satellites share data monitoring Chinese military movements. Joint naval exercises have evolved from basic drills to complex warfare scenarios. Indian and American forces now operate with interoperability levels previously reserved for NATO allies. The logistics agreements allow American forces to refuel and resupply at Indian bases, extending operational reach across the Indo-Pacific. Energy security adds another layer as America promotes alternatives to Chinese solar panels and batteries. India emerges as a green energy powerhouse. Its solar alliance mobilizes tropical countries toward renewable energy. Indian companies manufacture solar panels and wind turbines at scale. The hydrogen economy both nations are building could break petroleum's geopolitical grip. Together, they can create energy supply chains independent of Chinese control. But here's what keeps Pentagon planners awake. Without India, containing China becomes virtually impossible. Imagine China dominating the Indian Ocean, controlling South Asian countries through debt and coercion, and facing no regional challenger. Pakistan alone cannot balance China's regional influence. Southeast Asian nations are too small individually. Japan and South Korea are focused on Northeast Asia. Only India has the size, location, and will to prevent Chinese hegemony in Asia. The untold facts point to an inescapable conclusion. In this new Cold War, America doesn't just want India as a partner. It needs India for survival of the liberal international order. Unlike the Soviet Union, China is integrated into the global economy. Unlike the first Cold War's European focus, this one centers on Asia, where most of humanity lives. And unlike the 20th century, when America could rely on overwhelming power, today it needs partners who bring their own strengths to the table. India offers what no other American partner can: democratic legitimacy in the global south, military power on China's border, technological innovation at scale, and strategic autonomy that paradoxically enhances rather than diminishes its value. The partnership isn't perfect. Disagreements over trade, human rights, and Russia will persist. But in the grand strategic competition defining this century, America has realized a simple truth. The path to maintaining global leadership runs through New Delhi. The question isn't whether America needs India, it's whether this partnership can evolve fast enough to meet the challenges ahead. As we speak, China is building military bases, spreading surveillance technology, and creating alternative financial systems. The clock is ticking. The new Cold War has begun. And in this contest that will shape humanity's future, the USA-India partnership might be the decisive factor between a multipolar world respecting democratic values and an authoritarian century dominated by Beijing. What do you think? Is the USA-India partnership strong enough to counter China's rise, Let us know in the comments below. And if you found these untold facts revealing, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Until next time, this is the Untold Facts, bringing you the stories that shape our world.